All right, so here's the banished how-to for you. I'm gonna start off with the mods. I'm gonna talk about the maps a little bit. Then I'm gonna talk about how to start. You know, the best starting technique for success. I'll get into some of the gameplay, some hints and tips, and then the interface, all the tabs that you'll use in the game. So let's start off. I want to show you what mods I use. Um, oh, so I subscribe to a bunch of them, but what you'll do, you're going to look for mods that will help you. Will kind of boost your crafting and gathering. Um, so what I like to do is top rated all time, most popular, top rated all time. So more wood per tree, that's one I subscribe to. Stone bridge. So anything more wood, more stone. There's three elements, three building materials that you'll gather in the game. That's wood, stone, and iron, and they're all equally important. Um, Early game, wood's the most important, but yeah, you want mods that will just boost your early game. So wood, food. There's some good ones here for food. Extra leather's a good one. Better fields. Fish farm is a good one because you can that enables you to build a fish gathering place outside of the river. There's some total workover mods like this one here. I wouldn't suggest getting into those just yet. I would do vanilla with these booster mods. Um, Old growth forest is another really good one. Um, so I'll show you the mods that I use. I don't have any favorites. I'll show you the ones I use in game. So that's how you'll enable everything. So better fields, collective market. This is a mod that I started playing with. It's a total workover mod. I'm going to turn it off for right now because I want to show you kind of the vanilla. But uh, and honestly, I didn't like that one anyway. It kind of sucked. The user interface kind of sucked. No smoke is good because it the game will lag when you get a bunch of houses and they're all smoking. So this just eliminates the smoke animation. Um, CC is a really good mod. It's Colonial Charter. That's a complete workover mod. Definitely get it, but just I wouldn't use it at first. Chapel enhancement, cheap tunnels. These are all good ones. Colorful two floors, little houses. I'm going to enable that one. That's a good one. Roads is another good one. DS Roads. Dairy Milk and Creamery. That adds milk to the game and allows you to make cheese. So whenever you take a primary food like that's already created and then break it down, you get double the amount. And food's like the most important thing in this game. So yeah, you want as many food mods as you can get. Enhanced herbalist. So what that does is it gives you a bigger radius on your herbalist circle, and I'll show you what that's about. So I'm going to enable extra leather, fast road 75. That enables the move 75% faster on the roads when your people move there, and moving quickly is an objective. So that's a good mod to enable. Fieldless quarries means you can put fields anywhere you want. Flatlands terrain means there's just no mountains on the map. Increased resources. So it's red. That means it's interfering with another mod. I'm just going to turn it off. intensified fishing dock. That is one of my favorites. That fishing is a way to get a lot of food, and intensified fishing dock like doubles 2 to 5 times more effective with twice the fishing radius. It's awesome. Medieval Town version 2, that's a total workover. I'm not going to enable that. Mega Mod's awesome, but again, total workover. I'm not going to enable that. More iron, more stone, more wood. I'm going to enable all those. Mountainous mines, yes. Old growth forest, yes. One stop all mining, pick and hand. That's a tavern that's added. It's just a cool little skin for the existing tavern. Rocks respawn, so once you gather rocks, they'll come back sometimes. Safer mines and quarries, your people will die. They will die in mining and quarry accidents, so I guess that just reduces it. Smart docks, great silos, so yeah, you get the idea. You just want some good booster mods to begin with. So, all right. So let's start a new game. When you start a new game, remember I did the Flatlands mod, so I'm going to do the Flatlands. I like a large. I like a big map. Depending on your computer, it will slow it down if too much is going on and your computer can't handle it. I'll always randomize this, and for whatever reason, I just like it to start with 5.5. It's just me. Climate, you can do mild, fair, harsh. That'll affect your crops and how long and the intensity of the cold in the winter. I just do mild. Disasters, you can do disasters on or off. For this one, we'll just go off. Starting conditions, easy, medium, and hard. I would suggest just go medium. Okay. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push pause. Space bar is pause. Pan all the way out and just see what the map's giving you. Um, what I'm looking for. I want to start around this big river. That's where you're gonna put a trading post on this big river later. Trading post is a very important factor of the game. So I want to be in close proximity to a good river. Not only that, but for fishing as well. One of my early game methods of getting food quickly is through the fishing dock. Another thing I want to look for is a forest. I'm gonna want a forest. So just looking at this right now, um, I'm forming my plan for my town. So, like I said, forest. I want a forest, so that's gonna be right here. It's already got a bunch of trees there, um, but I'm gonna need a forest for a gatherer. You want a thick forest for when they gather food, like wild food, and hunting. You want a nice thick forest, and your foresters will plant trees and clear old dead trees out of this area once you build a forester camp. Um, but a forester is something you want to think about early. Right off the bat, though, we're going to want food. So I'm going to go for a gather. I'm going to go with fishing, actually, because with fishing, I'll only need 4 guys. So um, I'm going to need some wood, stone, and iron right off the bat. That's the very first thing we're going to do. So um, To make things a little easier so you can have data in front of you, open this Tools and Reports tab, click on the first two and then the fourth one. I like to put the event log down here, the town info right there, and then the job info there. So what each one of these tabs are, the event log will just tell you as things happen, like people that are born, people that are dying, if you're running low on food or stone or something, running low on space. It's just little messages. It's pretty helpful to have. Um, this up here is all the job divisions where you're going to put people. So for this particular play, we'll have the jobs that we have available to us are all right here. Some of the mods you'll get into have like pages and pages and pages of jobs that you can do. It's pretty cool. Um, but and then this one here is the just the town info map. Pretty important early game. So it's going to show you your inventories. So you got logs, stone, iron, food. Anything that has a number in it right now is very important. All right. So you got firewood, food, clothing, tools, and then your 3 building materials up here. The other stuff that's 0, that'll come into play later. So right now, we're just going to be looking at this stuff. I said earlier, most important thing is food. So we have a little bit of food to start with. We got 1,800. That's good. We don't have much stuff to build with, though. So first thing I do is always build. You build to gather materials. You can do each thing, and you can pick and gather each thing individually, or everything at once with remove resources. Because it's early game, and we need everything, I'm just going to pick remove resources. I want to get to this area to put my my first fishing camp. So I'm going to clear out this area. It doesn't have to be real big. You don't want it real big, actually, because right now you're assigning jobs, and those, as you assign them, they'll go in order of how you assign them, and so you don't want to give them too much to do and bog them down with stuff. So I'll just let them clear that little area, and then hit unpause, let them go. Now they're moving real slow. So I'm gonna speed them up. Usually, you see that tree grow. I usually go 5 times. 10 times you can go. It's fast, and it will get away from you. So even 5 times can get away from you sometimes. Like early game, I'll once I gather enough material, I'll slow it down to 2 times to just to get my bearings and make sure I'm doing the right thing and not missing anything. See all the little house icons? That means these people want houses, and we're going to give them to them right after they gather materials and build a couple things for us. It's early spring. They really don't need houses until fall and winter, so we got a little bit of time to do that. Alright, so they've got some materials going, right? So we're going to think about food and shelter. So I want to build a road. And you can pick any of these, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to pay for anything right now. Like stone would cost me 1 stone per unit of path. So gravel cost me nothing. So I'm going to do just a path straight over to the lake where eventually I want to fish. It's getting filled up, so I'm going to build another stockpile. Stockpile is under this barn tab. It's like a stack of lumber. I'm gonna leave a little space in there because this is the barn, storage barn. I want easy access to it. I don't want having to walk around shit to get to it. Alright. So, fisherman, right off the bat. Boom. Boom. And I want as much of that yellow, that circle around me, I want as much of that out in the water as possible. That's my fishable area. So boom. Alright. Fishing, and then I guess we can do houses and a woodcutter next. You need firewood for houses. Right off the, as soon as they build houses, they run over and get firewood. 200 pieces of lumber up there, or firewood, is not going to be enough for the 5 or 6 houses that we're going to need to build for all these people. So, food, firewood, 2 things right away. Firewood's under this tab. Right here. Boom. And I try and put it right, like, he's gonna wanna grab lumber out of storage to bring to his work area there. So I've put it as close as possible. So that way he's not walking too far. And that's something else you have to think about in this game, is how far they're walking. You want houses by where they're working. Alright, so I got the fishing dock, I got the woodcutter. Alright, so I'm going to let them build that before I do anything else. Right now I don't have any builders, but I have 5 jobs available to be built. So I'm going to assign 5 builders. Unpause it. Just let it run. Those get built. And then to keep an eye on progress, I like to grab these blocks and put them over here, because it'll tell you the percentage of how far along they are in their build. And then if you're out of something like stone, they won't tell you, but you'll be able to look at this and say, oh, they only laid 4 stone and it's been like an hour since I tried to build that building and they still haven't built it. What's going on? Then you'll see that you need more stone if you don't notice that up here. But just trying to keep an eye out here. Alright, so they're putting logs down now. Got 19 over there. So right now there's 5 laborers. So the laborers are all bringing logs over. The builders can't actually build right now because all the material's not there. So they're acting like laborers in the meantime. That's what everybody does. In this game, if they can't do their current job, they'll default back to laborer tasks until something becomes available for them to do. Laborers are very important in this building. Laborers will give you make your town run efficiently. So you always need some laborers. Alright, so my woodcutter's built. Like I said, 200 wood is not going to be enough. So I'm going to set my fuel limit right now. Boom, boom, boom. Right off the bat, early game, 300 is a good limit. And then assign 1 worker there. That question mark will go away. So right now I have my 1 worker assigned there. My fuel limit's 300. So what that means is he'll chop wood up until we have 300 of stored firewood. And once that happens, you'll see an icon over his building, and he'll do laborer tasks until it comes time again that he's got to make some more. Alright, once it's built, I delete it. I really don't see the point in keeping it up there anymore. Alright, so he's gonna chop. Wait for this fishing dock to be built. Pause again. So the fishing dock actually has 4 spots that we can put people. Eventually, we will have, pretty quickly actually, we'll have that all 4 jobs filled. But right off the bat, 2 is good enough. And then, so we got food, we got firewood going. Now it's late spring, so we still got summer and early fall. But I'm gonna build houses right now. So fishing dock's full for now. Food limit is 5,000 default at the beginning of the game. Like I said, you can never have enough food. So 500,000. Make that limit 500,000. And you can hit here, and that'll increase it. Um, but I prefer just to type in the numbers, hit enter. Alright, so we got our fishing dock going, so we're getting food. And how that'll work is they'll go to work, gather fish. Once their personal inventory is full, then they'll walk down the path, put it in storage, and then go back and start fishing again. So they're walking back and forth, back and forth. Real quick, like, I'm going to build some houses and get them houses. But I want a storage barn right here. So they're fishing, storing, very efficiently. Alright? So I said over here I'm going to build my forest. So my first houses, I got a job here and a job here. Eventually I have a job over here. So I'm going to build my first houses. And these are cool because that was that little house mod. You can actually put a second floor house, and I'll show you how those work. Alright, so I'm going to put my first house over here. Again, I'm going to leave a lane for a street. So, boom, first floor. Click over to second floor. Boom. First floor. See those green tabs in the front? Those green tabs will indicate that a path is necessary. So you can put those green tabs right on your already laid streets if you want. So that's 1, 2, 3 houses, 4 houses, 5 houses, 6 houses. All right, 6 houses should be plenty to start off. Unpause it, let them build those houses. Probably not going to have enough material. I'll have enough of that, so let's get them to remove some more resources. And up here, you can see there's 19 people that need homes. So right now, we just built our first home. 5 people moved in. Second home is built. So you see they need stone. So they should start gathering stone.